Waymo recalled over 3,800 robotaxis that might drive onto closed freeways. NASA is sending an orbiter to Mars with Eric Schmidt's Relativity Space. And Tim Cook says that Apple price increases are unavoidable. It's Thursday, June 18th, and here's a quick look at some of the news happening in and around tech this morning from Engadget. Waymo is recalling over 3,800 of its self-driving taxis due to a software issue that could cause them to enter closed freeway construction zones at speed. That's according to a National Highway Traffic Safety Administration bulletin seen by Reuters. The company is reportedly working on a fix and has restricted freeway driving. It's not known if Waymo had an incident that prompted the recall. Waymo told Engadget that it identified an area of improvement regarding performance around freeway construction zones, adding that the company voluntarily restricted freeway operations last month while making improvements, proactively notified state and federal regulators, and decided to file a voluntary software recall with the NHTSA. The company has previously noted that such recalls are a notice of intent to fix the related software issue and do not mean that vehicles are taken off the road. Waymo's Jaguar I-Pace robotaxis were first allowed to hit freeways in Phoenix back in 2024, first with employees, then paying customers. Prior to that, the cars could only run on highways with a safety driver aboard. The company released a video at the time showing how its vehicle would navigate freeways. This is the second recall for the Alphabet-owned robotaxi company in a bit more than a month. Back in May, Waymo recalled 3,791 robotaxis after a vehicle drove onto a flooded road in San Antonio. Fortunately, no one was injured as the taxi was unoccupied, but the vehicle was swept away by the flood. Prior to that, the fleet was recalled for a particularly dangerous situation when some of its robotaxis were seen failing to stop for school buses that had their stop signs and flashing lights deployed. Despite these issues, Waymo's autonomous fleet has largely performed well, according to the company. On its safety impact page, Waymo says its vehicles have been involved in 92% fewer serious injury or worse crashes compared to human drivers and 92% fewer pedestrian crashes. NASA has teamed up with Relativity Space, whose CEO is former Google chief Eric Schmidt, for a Martian orbiter mission called Aeolus. Similar to its partnerships with SpaceX and other private companies, NASA will rely on Relativity Space to ferry its payload to its final destination. Schmidt's company will provide spacecraft, rocket, and cruise operations to deliver the agency's science instruments to Mars. They're hoping to launch sometime in 2028. The agency says Aeolus will build on all the previous missions that have studied the Martian atmosphere, including the Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter, the Mars Odyssey, and the MAVEN mission, which it recently declared dead after 6 months of no contact. Aeolus will carry 4 complementary science instruments to Mars that will provide the first integrated daily global view of Martian winds, temperatures, dust, and clouds. NASA explains that by learning more about Martian dust, winds, temperatures, and seasonal atmospheric behavior, that we can reduce risks for future landings on the planet, whether crewed or uncrewed. The agency and other private space companies can use data collected by this project to fine-tune future spacecraft's entry, descent, and landing systems. Aeolus will serve as a proof of concept for future missions in the company's Interplanetary Sciences program. At the moment, the company has yet to provide technical details about the spacecraft and rocket that will be used for the mission. It has also yet to prove whether it can fulfill big missions like this. Schmidt acquired Relativity Space in March of last year. A couple of months later, he confirmed to Ars Technica that he took a controlling interest in the company with the goal of putting data centers in orbit. In an interview with the Wall Street Journal, Apple's outgoing CEO all but confirmed that higher prices are on the way for the company's products. Tim Cook said, "Price increases are unavoidable. We're doing our best to mitigate the huge increases that are being passed to us, and we've been trying to shield our customers from the increases, but the situation has become unsustainable. Unfortunately, Cook did not offer any specifics about either the amount prices will go up or when. With WWDC 2026 in the books, Apple is just a few months away from announcing its iPhone 18 lineup. It seems very likely those devices will be more expensive than the prior generation. Same goes for any new laptops and tablets Apple unveils this year, and given the industry's ongoing struggles to source components, courtesy of the surging demand for AI development, Apple's current product lineup may not escape a jump in prices. Cook said that there's less supply at a time when consumers want devices, and the memory guys are passing along huge price increases. We definitely need memory pricing and supply to return to reasonable levels for consumer products, he said. Now, Cook's interview was typically diplomatic. It seems likely he opted to be the one delivering the bad news rather than having his successor, John Ternus, take the heat for the coming price hike. He also acknowledged how extreme the market for RAM and storage has gotten, saying, "I've never seen anything like it in any area in over 40 years. Thanks for listening. There's more tech news at Engadget.com. This episode featured journalism from Steve Dent, Mariella Moon, and Anna Washenko. Enjoy your day, and I'll be back tomorrow with more tech news from Engadget.